In Japan, 92% of people over the age of 80 can still touch their toes and stand fully upright without assistance. Now compare that to the United States and Canada, where the average adult loses 2 to 3 inches of height by age 70, and more than 75% of people over 60 live with chronic back or neck pain. Most people believe this is normal aging, but Japanese researchers discovered something deeply unsettling. It has nothing to do with genetics. It has everything to do with how you position your body every single day. Since 1932, Japanese medical institutions have been studying spinal alignment as a national health priority. What began as a post-war recovery program at Tokyo Imperial University eventually became a quiet, everyday practice woven into Japanese life. The result? Generations of adults who remain upright, mobile, and independent well into their 80s and 90s. And the most shocking part is this. The solution takes less than 8 minutes a day and requires no exercise equipment at all. Here's what Western medicine got wrong. Most fitness advice focuses on strengthening or stretching the spine, but Japanese longevity science focuses on something more fundamental: alignment before effort. Gravity compresses your spine all day long while you sit, walk, and stand. Your spinal discs slowly lose fluid, your posture collapses forward, and your body adapts to a hunched position that feels permanent. Western workouts try to fight this with force. Japan fixes it with positioning. Your spine actually loses nearly a quarter inch of height every single day due to gravity alone. The intervertebral discs between your vertebrae behave like sponges. They compress under pressure and lose fluid. Without proper alignment, they never fully rehydrate. Over years, this leads to height loss, stiffness, and pain. Japanese doctors identified one sitting position that reverses this process naturally. The first technique is called seiza, which translates to correct sitting. This position has been practiced for centuries in Japan. From tea ceremonies to traditional homes, you kneel with your knees together, sit back on your heels, and allow your spine to rise naturally. Never forced. When done correctly, the vertebrae stack perfectly, relieving compression and allowing spinal discs to absorb fluid again. At the same time, seiza gently stretches the hip flexors and quadriceps, muscles that become dangerously tight from chair sitting, and pull the pelvis forward into poor posture. If kneeling feels uncomfortable, a firm cushion or folded towel between your hips and heels makes this position safe and accessible. Start with 1 minute. Build slowly. The goal is not endurance. The goal is realignment. Once the spine is decompressed, the next issue must be addressed. Forward head posture. For every inch your head moves forward, your neck supports an additional 10 pounds of pressure. Smartphones, computers, and modern sitting habits have created a global epidemic of neck strain and upper back collapse. Japanese office workers combat this with a simple technique called katakori prevention, meaning shoulder stiffness prevention. This movement takes 30 seconds. You gently pull your shoulder blades down and back while tucking your chin straight backward, not downward. Your eyes stay level. This activates the muscles that hold your head and shoulders in proper alignment. Unlike stretching, this retrains the muscles responsible for posture. Done several times a day, this alone can dramatically reduce neck pain and restore height over time. But alignment cannot last if the foundation is unstable. That foundation is your pelvis. More than 80% of chronic back pain originates from pelvic misalignment, not the spine itself. Japanese monks discovered centuries ago that when the hips are positioned correctly, the entire spine stacks naturally. This practice is called zazen, the seated posture used in Zen meditation. By sitting with the hips elevated slightly above the knees, the pelvis automatically tilts into its optimal position. The lower back regains its natural curve without effort. You don't need to meditate. You don't need flexibility. You simply sit with support under your hips and allow gravity to work for you instead of against you. 5 minutes a day is enough to reset pelvic alignment and reduce strain throughout the spine. These three techniques work because they restore the body's natural design. No force, no strain, no aggressive stretching, just alignment. This is not about living longer, it's about standing taller, moving freely, and staying independent at 90. In the next video, I'll show you how Japanese physical therapists activate the deep core muscles that lock this alignment in permanently. But for now, start here. Correct the position. Let your body do the rest. Now that you understand why more exercise doesn't automatically lead to stronger legs, balance, or independence after 60, it's time to look at what actually works. Japanese longevity medicine never asks, "How hard can you push?" It asks a much more important question. How efficiently does your body communicate with itself? Strength in this system is not built through exhaustion. It is built through alignment, nerve activation, and calm repetition. This is where Western fitness culture and Japanese longevity science completely diverge. In the West, aging bodies are given more routines, more reps, more programs. In Japan, aging bodies are given fewer movements, done with precision and intent. The goal is not muscle size. The goal is control, stability, and confidence in daily life. The first Japanese movement that replaces dozens of Western exercises is a controlled sit and rise pattern, often practiced daily in Japanese homes. This movement trains the exact skill that predicts independence after 65. The ability to rise from a seated position without fear or strain. Researchers at the National Institute on Aging have shown that difficulty standing up from a chair is one of the earliest markers of physical decline. Japanese practitioners treat this movement not as exercise, but as a daily ritual. Instead of rushing or using momentum, the movement is slow and deliberate. The feet stay grounded. The knees track naturally. The hips initiate the motion. What matters is not how many repetitions you do, but how evenly your weight is distributed and how calm your breathing remains. This trains the nervous system to trust the body again. Over time, this single movement strengthens the thighs, hips, core, and balance system simultaneously, without stressing the joints. The second Japanese principle focuses on posture and spinal alignment, especially in the upper body. Western workouts often ignore posture until pain appears. Japanese systems address posture first. When the head drifts forward and shoulders collapse inward, the legs compensate. Balance becomes unstable. Falls become more likely. No amount of leg strengthening can fix this if alignment is ignored. Japanese posture correction emphasizes gentle shoulder retraction, neck alignment, and breathing. These movements are subtle but powerful. By restoring the head over the spine and opening the chest, the body regains its natural vertical axis. Balance improves not because the legs are stronger, but because the body is stacked correctly. This reduces unnecessary muscle tension and allows movement to feel lighter and more controlled. One of the most overlooked aspects of aging is the loss of proprioception, the body's ability to sense its position in space. This is why many older adults feel unsteady even when their muscles are not weak. Japanese balance training prioritizes slow, controlled movements that retrain this internal awareness. Rather than fast steps or complex patterns, the focus is on weight shifting, backward stepping, and controlled transitions. Backward stepping, in particular, plays a crucial role. Most falls happen when the body is caught off guard, slipping backward or sideways. Japanese longevity programs include gentle backward movements specifically to train recovery. These movements activate the posterior chain, the glutes, hamstrings, and deep stabilizers, while also strengthening the brain's ability to react calmly to imbalance. Confidence returns not through force, but through familiarity. Another key difference in the Japanese approach is how often these movements are performed. Western programs rely on rest days and intense sessions. Japanese systems rely on consistency. Movements are gentle enough to be done daily. This creates a compounding effect. The body never enters a state of overload, but it also never stops adapting. Over months and years, this consistency preserves mobility far more effectively than sporadic intense workouts. Breathing also plays a central role. Japanese movement integrates slow nasal breathing to regulate the nervous system. This reduces fear, lowers muscle tension, and improves coordination. When breathing is calm, movements become smoother. When movements are smoother, joints are protected. This feedback loop is one of the reasons Japanese seniors maintain graceful movement well into advanced age. What makes this system so effective is its simplicity. You are not memorizing routines. You are retraining patterns, sitting down, standing up, aligning your spine, shifting your weight. These are movements you already perform every day. The Japanese method simply teaches you how to perform them correctly, with awareness and intention. This is why more exercises fail. They distract from the movements that matter most. When you focus on the essentials, your body responds quickly. Balance improves. Legs feel stronger. Confidence returns. And most importantly, fear of falling begins to fade. In the next part, we'll bring everything together into a short daily sequence that takes less than 10 minutes. You'll see how Japanese seniors structure these movements throughout the day to stay independent without fatigue or strain. This final piece is what turns knowledge into habit, and habit into long-term strength. For now, remember this. Your legs are not weak because of age. They are confused because they've been trained the wrong way. When you give your body clarity instead of complexity, it remembers how to move again. Now, everything comes together. You've seen why more exercises don't work after 60, and you've learned how the Japanese approach replaces intensity with precision. The final piece is integration. Knowledge alone doesn't change the body. Habits do. This is the exact reason Japanese longevity practices succeed, where Western fitness routines fail. They fit into daily life instead of competing with it. The Japanese system does not ask you to work out. It asks you to reposition your body at the moments when gravity does the most damage. Morning, midday, and evening. That's it. No gym, no equipment, no soreness. Just 8 minutes total spread across the day. Let's start with the morning, when your spine is at its most vulnerable. During sleep, your spinal discs rehydrate and expand. That's why you're tallest when you wake up. But the moment you stand, gravity begins compressing them again. If your posture is poor first thing in the morning, you lose that benefit immediately. The Japanese morning reset takes 3 minutes. Begin with controlled sitting in the Seiza position. You are not stretching. You are decompressing. Allow your spine to stack naturally. Keep your breathing slow and calm. This gently releases overnight stiffness while preserving disc hydration. Even 2 minutes is enough to change how your back feels for the rest of the day. Immediately after, perform the upper body alignment correction. Pull the shoulder blades down and back. Gently retract the head. Hold for 30 seconds. Rest briefly. Repeat once more. This sets your head and shoulders before you reach for your phone, sit at a table, or lean forward into the day. Finish the morning with 30 seconds of gentle core awareness. Stand tall and lightly engage the deep core while breathing normally. That's it. 3 minutes. Your alignment is set. The midday reset is even shorter, but it may be the most important. This is where most people lose posture permanently. Hours of sitting, driving, or standing in one position slowly collapse the spine forward. Western culture ignores this until pain appears. The Japanese system interrupts it before damage accumulates. At midday, take 2 minutes. Begin with 30 seconds of shoulder alignment. Do it standing or seated. Then sit upright with your hips slightly elevated if possible. Imagine the crown of your head being lifted upward. Find that calm, stacked posture again. Breathe slowly. This resets your nervous system as much as your body. When posture improves, fatigue decreases. Balance improves. Mental clarity improves as well. The evening sequence is where long-term change happens. This is when your body lets go of accumulated tension and prepares for recovery. The evening routine takes 3 minutes. Begin again with controlled sitting in seiza, or a modified version using a cushion or chair. By evening, your body is warmer and more flexible, so this position often feels deeper and more restorative. After that, sit upright in a balanced position and focus on slow breathing. Let your shoulders relax. Let your spine lengthen naturally. This is not exercise, it's alignment plus calm. This combination signals safety to the nervous system, which is essential for quality sleep and tissue repair. Finally, lie down and gently activate the deep core for 30 to 60 seconds. This reinforces spinal stability before sleep, when your body does most of its repair work. The goal is subtle engagement, not effort. You should be able to breathe freely and comfortably. This entire system takes less time than brushing your teeth. But unlike most fitness routines, it compounds. Each day your posture improves slightly. Each week your balance feels more stable. Each month your confidence grows. Over years, this is the difference between moving independently at 85 and struggling at 70. One of the most important aspects of this system is consistency without fear. Western workouts often create soreness, which discourages repetition. Japanese longevity practices are designed to feel good. When something feels safe, the body allows adaptation. When something feels threatening, the body resists change. This is why intensity fails and gentleness succeeds long-term. If you miss a day, nothing breaks. You simply resume the next day. There is no punishment, no guilt, no reset period. This mindset alone removes a huge psychological barrier that prevents older adults from staying active. Here's what typically happens when people follow this system for 30 days. Back stiffness decreases. Standing feels easier. Walking becomes smoother. Balance improves without conscious effort. Many people notice they feel taller, lighter, and more confident moving through their day. These are not dramatic transformations. They are quiet ones. And those are the ones that last. The Japanese never framed this as anti-aging. They framed it as respecting the body's design. Gravity never stops. Aging never stops. But collapse is not inevitable. Alignment is a daily choice. In the next video, I'll show you how Japanese physical therapists combine these alignment principles with gentle strength work to protect the knees and hips without wear and tear. This is the missing link for people who want to stay active without destroying their joints. For now, start here. 8 minutes, 3 moments a day. No strain, no complexity, just alignment. You don't need more exercises. You need the right ones, done at the right time, in the right way. And your body already knows how.